Good evening. Good evening. My name is Rev Mike, and a warm welcome to our Proms concert at St. Peter's Parkstone. I used to, before I went to Vicar Factory, I was involved in marketing. And one of the fatal mistakes with marketing is to sort of over-promise and under-deliver. So apologies if you were struggling for a seat. We have ordered more seats, and I thought I'll just put out 200 chairs, that'll be plenty. And obviously we've succeeded that number, but there are more seats. You've heard of bring your own bottle, it's bring your own seat. So there's some chairs in the side aisle, and there's also some chairs to the side by the orchestra at the front. So apologies if you haven't got a good view. I have Russell Watson coming in February, and apparently Russell Watson doesn't get out of bed unless it's a 400-seat venue. So Russell Watson's promoter said to me, what's this? So he's doing this Magnificent Buildings tour. Well, I said, we're a magnificent building, come to St. Peter's. What's your seating capacity? I said, 401. So there we go. So Russell Watson, yes. So what I'm going to do in future is make sure that we have the seats in the side aisles and that we are ready. But it's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. My sincere thanks to Sheridan and the Allegro Orchestra and Tim and the Citrus Singers for making this evening's community concert possible. During the interval, don't forget to top up with a glass of Pete's Pinot or Mary's Merlot. Again, the marketing in me. I think Elaine's going to be busy washing, Reverend Elaine's going to be busy getting some more glasses. Maybe go over to the pubs, borrow some from there. And just to quickly mention 3 other events for your diaries. Next week, we have our Autumn Fete and a Jigsaw Fest. We have sort of board games for sale. We're going to set up the church like an art gallery, and you might peruse the jigsaws and think, I love that picture of Venice. And I know it's complete because they're all made up, and then you can sort of take your jigsaw to the till. But we also have things like craft activities for the children and face painting and other various bits and bobs. So please come back next weekend to our Autumn Fete. And then in November we have Westbourne Strings Concert on Sunday the 24th. And finally, one other mention, Saturday the 7th of December, 50 Years of Pink Floyd by the Paradox Orchestra. There are flyers at the doors, so on the way out, please tell your neighbours, your friends and your family, and the Pink Floyd one is not to be missed. Finally, it is my pleasure to welcome and introduce Frank LePrince. Thank you.
Very good evening, everybody. If you're able to, would you please like to stand for the national anthem? Hello again. Oh, it's quite loud tonight, isn't it? A very good evening to you all. Thank you so much for coming. Some of us behind you will tell you that we do lots of concerts and it's never this full, ever. Generally with this orchestra it's very well attended, but it's not always the case. So lovely to see so many of you, and we hope that you're going to enjoy what we've got for you this evening. And it's lovely to have Tim along, the Citrus Singers as well. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoy being part of this evening. I'm not going to say very much because there's lots to do, and I dare say the interval might take a while considering so many of you. But I don't think we've run out of wine just yet, so you'll be okay. Just to give you a bit of background on what we've done so far, the national anthem and fanfare is the Gordon Jacob one, and that's the one that you would have heard at all the royal events. It was done at the Queen's coronation in 1953 and at her funeral, and subsequently at King Charles's coronation as well. Obviously that's still heavily copyrighted, so we're very indebted to our in-house arranger, who happens to be the leader as well, to Frank here. Otherwise that wouldn't be, well, it would be playable, but it might cost the vicar a lot of money, and we don't want to do that to you, Mike. So that's why we're able to play that this evening. The second work we played sort of sounds like an overture, but it isn't. It's the opening for an opera called Herodias. And it's by a French composer called Jules Massenet. We've done some Massenet before, and it was very popular. That one's not very well known at all. You might know that he's done his famous operas, I think, are probably Manon and, what else is here? Thais, which is where the famous violin solo is from, the Meditation. But if you were to Google him, not just at the moment, because there's lots going on, but you can Google him at your leisure, he's one of these people, he was a theatre composer, so I think he wrote a piece of music for everything imaginable. So you go out to the countryside and say, oh, look at that view. This guy will have written something about it, trust me. That opening from his opera is actually a 4-act opera, and it's basically the story of John the Baptist, of which Herodias is one of the main characters, and I can guarantee you they won't have ever played that before. So it's a bit of an unknown quantity, but it makes a bit of a change from a sort of a standard overture. Before the choir come and sing, because I understand the programmes ran out, I'm really sorry about that, but we did lots more this time than the previous time, and they've still sold out. I'm really sorry. But if you've got your hands on one, don't let go of it, whatever you do. We're going to play you a rather fun piece now by a gentleman called Philip Lane, who's one of our, I don't like using this word, say he's a national treasure. Well, he is to me, because quite often they're dead, but he definitely isn't. He's still very much alive. And it's probably not a household name that you've heard of, but he's a master arranger, and why I like him, and some of you out there like old movies, he is a reconstructor of lost film scores. And I don't know about you, but I love some of the old movie music from like the 1940s, 50s, and of course none of it was digital then, so it's probably all been lost. And without people like him, who sort of painstakingly sit down and perhaps watch a movie and scribble some music down, and then they watch another bit, and then none of this stuff would ever get heard anymore. And so I think that's incredibly clever. And certainly if you like your CDs, some of you still not over keen on streaming, look up Rumen Gamba. He's a fantastic conductor, and he will have done a lot of these film scores for Philip Lane. And if you like your old movies, there's just a few that he did. Goodbye Mr. Chips, the proper one with Robert Donat in from 1939, I think it is. The Alfred Hitchcock 39 Steps, which again is Robert Donat, I think, as well. And more recently, this was very exciting for me, but I get excited quite easily, to be honest. There's a John Wayne movie in the 50s called The Quiet Man. Now, the most recent recording he's done is a complete film score from start to finish of The Quiet Man. So, I mean, amazing, really. Some of the piece we're going to play for you now is called Diversions on the Theme of Paganini. Now, you might know this as a famous orchestral piece with the piano, which you notice the piano is all the way over there, so we're not using the piano. And in the original, there's a theme and about 20 variations. Now, what he's done is he's written 8 of those, and we're not going to play them all, and he's arranged it for the orchestra without the piano. But if you know the Rachmaninoff piece well, you'll recognise bits of this. It's a real sort of, again, these will never have played it before. They'll have played the original, but not this one. And we're going to play you 6 parts from it this evening. None of them are very long, so don't look too worried, okay? We hope you enjoy them. Just for the orchestra's reference, we're doing numbers 1, 2, 3, 6 and 8, which is 5, so I can't count either. Okay, that's what we're going to play. They're all slightly different, but I think you will recognise some of the bits in it, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, probably the moment some of you have been waiting for, if not all of you, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Tim Dowland and the Citrus Singers. Did you enjoy that choir? Yeah, you were. Yeah. My daughter sat back there a little bit with her friend, and they're both 7, and they go to the Strictly Stage School, and I could see them, and you could tell. They loved it. So I think, yeah, good. I was a bit disappointed. Half of you weren't clapping out there, and it was a chance to practice for the hornpipe later, wasn't it? Never mind. You might have to do the hornpipe twice. We'll see. Depends how good your clapping is. We're going to change the mood slightly. Sorry about that. This next piece is a result of me being very bored in orchestra one week. These people are amazing. We see an awful lot of each other in various groups and orchestras. I don't always conduct. Sometimes I'm playing trumpet. And trumpet in an orchestra, when you're busy, you're incredibly busy. And the rest of the time, you probably read a book because you've got so many bars rest to count. And it was always a great source of laughter amongst some of the woodwind family. They said, what do you do when you're doing nothing for half an hour? And I sit there with a piece of paper and I'm like, do that, do that, do that. What do you write in rehearsal? I said, don't tell the conductor, whatever you do. But this is the result of one of those. Now my daughter, I've already mentioned, found this on the internet. And I said, and I always like to play something that's completely unknown, really. This is like a minute and a half. But everywhere we go and do it, people say, oh, where did you find that? And I said, so if you don't like it, it's all my daughter's fault. She's back there somewhere. Originally, it was written by a Czech composer, who was a theatre composer, a bit like our French chap at the beginning. Originally, the words would have been in Austrian German, I'm guessing, because this sort of comes from Bohemia, which nowadays is part of the Czech Republic, or whatever they call it nowadays. They keep changing the names, don't they? But the English translation, it's the close we can get, where my home is, water roars across the meadows, pine woods rustle among the rocks. The orchard is glories with spring blossom. Paradise on earth it is to see, and this is the beautiful land that is Bohemia. That's a very rough translation. So if any of you have been there, I think you'll really like this, and the rest of you, you're going to have to wear it, I'm afraid. Okay. This is simply called Where Is My Home? And I did this with another orchestra recently, and somebody said, well, actually, in view of what's going on in the world at the moment, it's probably not a bad thing to play, because people will relate to it. But anyway, I hope you like this, and it's my fault if you don't, not my daughter's. Okay? It's called Where Is My Home? Okay, believe it or not, that's very popular wherever we go. You seem to like it. I can't gauge. Oh, that's all right, good. I didn't waste my time in that rehearsal then, did I? Right, now before you go and have some more wine, one or two of you had 2 or 3 glasses before, not that I was counting, but just to let you know, there are lots of lovely cakes over in that direction. Tea and coffee. Please don't fight over the cakes. There'll be enough to go round, unlike the programmes. Sorry about that. Now, the last piece we're going to play before the break, it's actually our most requested piece of music. We actually haven't done it here. We've done it in lots of other places. We did do a little bit of it here as part of a sing-along, because you always like to sing here, so we have to find something. Tonight's easy because it's the Proms that does itself. So we've never actually played this complete here. So you get to be the guinea pigs, okay? We're going to play you a selection from Oklahoma. Don't blink because some of it's quite quick, so you'll miss it. Originally, this was based on a play called Green Grow the Lilacs, and it first appeared in Broadway in 1943, believe it or not. But it did have a West End revival just a year or 2 ago. I noticed it was there. Believe it or not, it ran for an unprecedented, I've got to get the number here, can't read my own writing, 2,212 performances when it first came out in 1943. It's never been beaten. And they made a movie in 1955 which was Gordon McRae and Shirley Jones, for those of you who love your musicals from that sort of era. They never better them, do they? So this is just absolutely packed with everything you know, and perhaps some you don't know, from Oklahoma. I think it's a bit of a mixture of the stage and the movie, so you might not know one or two. But anyway, enjoy. We'll see you after the break.
got any modern music in it at all? No John Williams.
Good evening. Could we please take our seats? It's last orders at the bar. I think we're down to our final bottle of Pete's Pinot. So if we could resume taking our seats, please. Apologies, we did not print enough orders of service. Orders of service, that's tomorrow. Programs.
He's been on the drink.
I know. If you could share a program, because we're having a sing-song in the second half, in the interval. So if you can share and pass your program on to someone else. And if we could take our seats, please. If you are still queuing for the toilets, the pubs on Parr Street won't mind. So you can always pop to the pub if you need the loo.
very excited. Yeah, way before that. It's like, I think, but those days, they should be doing things that they won't do.
Welcome back, people. You liked that one, didn't you? While we're thinking about that, that is very, very, very difficult. There's lots of semiquavers, particularly over here. Brass parts aren't very easy. either. I know a lot of these people behind me are sort of freelance musicians. If you were to go to any of the local sort of orchestra concerts, these people will all be there, not necessarily at the same time, but they're everywhere. They're so busy. We've only managed to have one sort of hour-and-a-half session on the whole of the music for tonight. So to play something like that was amazing. They are the best, these people, trust me. They are amazing people, and they can play like that, so that's great. That piece of music was written by a man called Jerome Morose, or Moros. I think the Americans say it's Morose, but that's up to them. And it's from The Big Country, which starred Gregory Peck, I think. And funnily enough, he was sort of a student of Bernard Herrmann, who wrote a lot of the music for Hitchcock, we've already mentioned. And but then he came up with something like that in his own right, Jerome Ross. And he was nominated for an Oscar for it, but he didn't win it, unfortunately. But there you go. But it's a lot of fun, isn't it? And there's my daughter still awake over there. That's one of my daughter's favourites, so it's her fault again. Sorry about that. I think she enjoyed it. We're going to take you back now. I'm going to play you 3 things that are really, really short, because I know you want to hear the choir again, and we've got the proms to get through. So we're going to take you back a little bit. The first thing we're going to play for you is the Thames Television fanfare. It's actually called Salute to the Thames. Now, I think, I'll check my notes. Thames Television ran for, where are we? I'm sure nobody here is old enough, but apparently it ran from 1968 to 1992. Okay, 1 or 2 of you are smiling, so maybe you are old enough. I'm not sure. Okay. And it's written by a gentleman called Johnny Hawksworth. This was originally penned by Frank there, his sort of arrangement. I think he gets bored sometimes as well and decides to write music in rehearsals. So this is a slightly different version from that one, and this features the brass section who, they were a bit quiet up until that moment, just a minute ago, so I think they found their voice now. I have to be very careful because there's a lot of my family back there, so I have to be very careful what I say about them. The second thing we're going to play is Tubby the Tuba, and obviously this was made very famous by Danny Kaye. He's probably one of the best all-round entertainers, probably ever, I'm guessing. And but funnily enough, it was done a year before he did it by an actor called Victor Jory. But nobody ever remembers that. And again, we've said about old movies before, so for those of you who know old movies, you might know who Victor Jory is. But Danny Kaye did it a year later, but his is the one that's remembered. And that was written by a gentleman called George Kleisinger, and I'm sure you will recognise that one. And then we're taking you back to the 1980s with a rendition of the theme from the police drama Juliet Bravo, for those of you who don't know the programme. And funnily enough, it ran for like 88 episodes or something. And there was one lady did it for sort of half the time, and then she was replaced by somebody else. It was a brunette, the first one, I think, and then a blonde lady later on. They are both still alive, funnily enough. I did bother to look them up. But I always remember that when I was a kid. It tended to be on Saturday, I think. Some of you, yeah, 1 or 2 of you are nodding, so you remember. Okay, so we're going to play this as a set. None of them are particularly long, particularly not the first one. And the second one is going to feature Jake Bartlett, is my nephew, incidentally. And he's going to play the tuba, although most of the evening he's been playing percussion tonight, so there you go. I hope you enjoy these. So it's Thames TV, Tubby the Tuba, and Juliet Bravo. And I hope it brings back some happy memories. You seem to like those, yes? Excellent, good. Now it gives me great pleasure once again. Please give a very warm welcome again to Tim Dowling and the Citrus Singers.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, massive round of applause for these singers, ladies and gentlemen, the Citrus Singers. Thank you. None of these are professional, as you can probably tell. Okay, so just a couple of things. First of all, I want to thank Sheridan for inviting us to be part of this wonderful concert. Thank you for you and your magnificent orchestra, absolutely fantastic. Hilary, one of our singers here, she's been in the choir from almost day one, and she's in the orchestra as well. She's doing two things tonight, so a big round of applause to Hilary, because she's doing everything. I just want to say that to Reverend Mike over there, he's an amazing guy. He's so forward-thinking. My band, I play in a quite a big ska band, and we're going to be doing a gig in here next year to raise money for Teenage Cancer Trust and for the church. And he's going to take out all the seats. There's going to be a concert venue for that night. So it's amazing, really. He does so much. He also married me this year, earlier in the year. So thank you. And we've got two more songs for you. The second song, I'm a massive Bruce Springsteen fan, is one that the choir came in and sang at my wedding here as well. So it sort of takes me back to last April, which is fantastic. But very important, please, the last thing. This church has been gone under major renovation, as you can see by the scaffolding. The reason we're all here tonight giving up our time is to raise money, to raise as much money to help pay for all the work that's gone on to keep this wonderful church going. So please, don't forget, everybody here today has given up all their time for nothing to try and raise money. Let's not forget that. So please make sure there's donation. You can tap your card. Please donate as much as you can. Don't sound like Bob Geldof, but please give as much as you can. There's like 55 people here, it's a massive orchestra, we're all doing it to raise money for the church. So please do, thank you very much, I hope you enjoy our last two songs, thank you.
We must raise
Oh, thank you very much. Massive round of applause for Citrus Singers. Thank you. I'll also say one thing. So I run 8 choirs a week. So Citrus Singers is run on 3 nights. A Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, all around Oakdale, Rossmore and in Wareham. If anybody's interested in joining the choir, you don't have to be an expert. Just have to enjoy singing. Leaflets are actually on the entrance. Thank you very much. We're Citrus Singers. Thank you.
We're on. Good. I'm not quite sure how we follow that. Thank you. But we're going to. You've already heard from Jake this evening. We're very proud of Jake as a family, obviously. That probably tell that the way he jumps around the orchestra. Jake's still only 17 and he's passed his diploma on the tuba. You still learn the organ, do you? Still doing that? No, you've packed that up, okay. He does sing in the choir at St Peter's in Bournemouth when he's not busy doing lots of other things. And much to my surprise, he told me he was going to play percussion in the orchestra this week, which was no mean feat either. So before he disappears off to college next September, I'm trying to utilise him while he's here. So he's going to play something for you now, and I'll let him tell you all about it because I don't have the foggiest. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Bartlett.
Hi. So, the piece I'm going to play tonight, I thought, as it's just me, a solo tuba isn't very interesting without accompaniment. So I found the piece where I'm not only going to accompany myself, but also some percussion in there as well, which I think you'll find interesting. So it's a piece by tuba soloist Badsvig, written in the early 2000s, called Fnug.
I don't know how he does that. Not sure. Yeah. I've come across people, not anybody behind me incidentally, who struggle to play one note at a time, let alone lots. But hey, there you go. Have you enjoyed yourselves tonight? Oh, good. Marvellous. Right. Now, as Tim said, they're going to be back next year. We will be back next year as well, so please keep your eyes peeled. There's lots of concerts going on next year, so we're not 100% sure when yet, but we will be back, I promise. Before I forget, Tim's already touched upon the fact that you've had all this for free tonight, haven't you? Yes. Concerts are really expensive. I don't know if it's an effect of COVID, but they suddenly seem to have gone very, very expensive. And if you were to go anywhere else, you'd have to pay an awful lot of money to hear what you've heard tonight. Just to remind you, as you leave, some of the clergy and other members of the church congregation might not let you leave unless you put something nice in the... Mike's smiling, so yeah. We do have card readers as well. Okay, just to reiterate that fact. And as Tim has already said, any money you've given, and I know you have because the cakes have gone and the bar's been drunk dry, but it will all go to help for everything Mike's going to achieve and trying to turn this into a real sort of hub of the community, really. So anything at all will be very greatly appreciated. And for once, I am going to say, put what you think it's worth. Some places I go, and you know very early on that that's a bad thing to say, but not tonight. Thank you to anybody from the church who's done anything at all, particularly the Reverend Mike, but there are a number of other people as well. If you come under that category, thank you very much. Thank you to all for coming. I know you've got your favourite bit coming up. Massive thank you to Tim and the choir. Thank you ever so much for coming. And a final thank you to me for these amazing people behind me. I was working out the other day, I've known some of them for 5 years, Frank? Not sure. I don't know how to describe them really. Musically they're amazing, because you throw music at them, and some of the music turns up quite late in the day sometimes, and they just do it for you. There's no sort of, oh yes, but I'm not sure. They just play, which is wonderful. And we get sort of 98% things right, which is pretty good actually. We have very limited rehearsal because they are out all the time, because not only are they very good at playing, but certainly I think the biggest compliment I can pay them is my life's been amazing because I know all these people behind me. And when I look back now, I couldn't imagine my life without any of them. So they really are wonderful. Perhaps you put your hands together for the Allegro Orchestra. Now for your favourite bit. I hope there's enough song sheets to go around, but you probably know the words. Anyway, I was very pleased to see in some of Tim's numbers that you actually clapped quite a lot, which is good. So we're all ready for the hornpipe, aren't we? Okay, good. We're going to play you some of the C songs first. Now you don't sing in this one till Royal Britannia at the end. So there's a few bits before. The very first bit is the hornpipe. Now all that I will ask is if you clap, please can you clap in time? It'd be really good. You don't have to watch me. You've got to listen here to start with and then listen to everything else that happens. I've done it now, haven't I? Good. Right, we'll take it from there. We've got the hornpipe. If you're really good, we might play an extra bit, we'll see. Then the brass plays something really nice. we're then going to see the conquering hero comes, and then you get to do Rule Britannia. Okay, you'll be ready, won't you? Okay, good. Enjoy. Okay, you must keep up. You were quite good, thank you. We'll do a little bit for you, okay? Right, remember to be ready. Sorry about that, we may have gone faster that time. Yes, not too bad, was it? It's good. There's lots of noise here. No, you did very well, honestly. I think you're improving. The clapping got better. Right, so you're ready now, aren't you? We've had our little warm-up, so that's great. Right, okay, next is Jerusalem. Good. Popular with somebody. Good. Right, here we go. Good, you're getting better and better, aren't you? It's a shame it's time to go in a minute. Never mind. Thank you very much for having us. Once again, I hope you've had a great time. It's amazing. I don't think I've been to a concert for such a long time, and there were so many of you out there, so brilliant. Please come and see us next year, you won't forget, will you? Excellent. So the last one, as it always is Land of Hope and Glory. Now, who knows that you don't sing the first verse? Who remembers that? Well, you do on the sheet, but the orchestra play a verse all to themselves, and I'll make sure that you know, because if you don't let them do it, they'll be very cross, okay? So the first one they do, and I'll make sure you know. Thanks for having us. It's been lovely having you. Look after yourselves. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.